Hi again and welcome back. Well, today I've come out with my drone and my mountain bike, which is a perfect way to show off some of the scenery when you're cycling around, and also your highly skilled bike techniques, or lack of them in my case. So I've come up to my local mountain. I'm at the trig point, which is the highest point, and I thought I'd give you a rundown of some of the techniques that I use. First mode, which everybody uses obviously, is the follow mode. Now you've got three versions. You've got follow, which is an all-purpose action where it smoothly follows the subject's path and trajectory. You've also got ski mode, which I don't use because I live in Wales and it doesn't snow. And you've also got cycling mode. Now in the cycling mode, you've got two different options. You've got narrow and you've got wide. Now wide obviously is for the bigger sort of fire roads, open areas and so forth, whereas the narrow will track you. So sometimes on my leg then. The narrow will track you through the paths, closer in, so it's got less chance of hitting trees, obstacles, bushes, that type of thing. It follows you much more closely, and so far, touch wood, I haven't had any issues with my Promax crashing into trees or bushes, but I wouldn't speak too soon. Next on my list is orbit. You wouldn't think it'd be that good for cycling, but it's great in situations like today where I've come up to the trig point. The drone will just circle around me a number of times, and it allows me to give the viewer an idea of the surrounding area, the landscape, and exactly where I am. One tip when using orbit mode is to start with the drone 180 degrees from where you are facing and use more than one rotation. So this way the drone will be nice and smooth as it goes around you. It'll finish behind you. There's no cuts or jerkiness in the footage. It'll all just be nice and smooth. Now hover is another very versatile drone option that you've got. Not only will the drone stay in one place and follow you, so if you're coming around a bend or you're going up a hill, down a hill, you've got that nice perspective of it tracking you, but it also allows you to switch the tracking off, which can be very, very useful. So this means you can combine 2 or 3 hover moves into one scenario. For example, you could have the drone in one spot and approach it underneath, and then cut to the drone facing the other way as you exit out the other side. Or another nice option is to put the drone within a bush or some trees and then have you just go past, so it's revealing you into the scene and out. Now another nice mode to use is the zoom out. You wouldn't think if I'm mountain biking, but if you're using on a far distance and high, it does allow you to give the viewer a nice idea of the surroundings that you're actually biking in. Another very useful mode is bird's eye. Now there's a couple of ways you can use this. If you're quite low, it brings the whole area into small and more into focus, and it's quite compact. Whereas the higher you go, obviously the bigger area and the more exposed landscape that you got. The position of the drone during bird's eye is also quite important. So if the drone is facing the way that you are going and you are coming underneath it, you're going to appear from the top of the screen to the bottom, which is quite a narrow window. Whereas if you rotate the drone 90 degrees and do the save movement, you're going to come in from the left travelling to the right, or vice versa, which gives a bit more of a dynamic feel to the shot. Now another nice shot is using the dolly zoom, where the drone moves away from you but still keeps you at the same size. So you stay static, but the background either grows or shrinks, and it does give quite a nice effect. Now another mode you've got obviously is the dolly track, where the drone moves out in front of you. Now this can be quite useful for a number of reasons. First of all, if you want to do quite an intimate and try and connect with the subject, it's very nice to have the drone at a low or close level towards the rider. Whereas if you want something more expansive and just to set the scene of where the rider or the subject is, obviously you've got the distance and the height, which will just open out the whole of the area that they're in. Now sidetrack can be a very useful tool as well, especially if where you're travelling, one side is quite open and the other side's a bit more enclosed. So this means you can fly, hopefully if you've got enough room on the enclosed side, but yet the drone will show you the expanse and the open area of going along one side. Alternatively, it can work the other way, where it can show you sort of if you're going through forests or trees or whatever, to give you a more intimate and enclosed feeling depending on what type of effect that you're going for. Now another nice shot is the reveal. It can be a bit more tricky, but if you can do yourself riding towards the drone as the drone ascends or descends, it does make it quite a nice shot. What I did with mine today is I put my beacon on the handlebars of my bike, and then as I was riding towards the drone, I was able to press the button for the drone to rise. And obviously I was able to do the other way around and had the drone descend as I passed underneath it. One thing I forgot to remember was the new 360 spin mode, which allows the drone to go clockwise or anti-clockwise, or if you're incorrect, counterclockwise, without any input from you. So you can be fully immersed into the scene without any signs of you actually holding the controller. Okay, that sums it up for today. If you did find any of this useful, give me the thumbs up and consider subscribing. It would be nice to get up to 20 subscribers, just so I can tell Russ at 51 drones that I'm catching him up. And until next time, thanks very much.